Hello everyone, welcome back to Broken Hangry episode 12, where flavor doesn't have to break the bank. Today I'm going to be talking about Iron Chef challenges and just fun little challenges to do with your friends over the break time, or if your friends are like in college, like when you do come back from break. But today we're going to be talking about the Iron Chef challenge and kind of like what that is, and how to have fun with food, and also just kind of like how to do this on a budget. I'm sure you can get creative with this. I'm not going to put in too many controls, I guess, but just to give you all some ideas on the Iron Chef challenge and what to do for that. So, the Iron Chef Challenge is basically a cooking challenge with your friends. You can arrange it depending on how many people are participating. You can put your friends into different teams, or you can have each friend work individually. Make sure that you are not all in the same room if you guys are competing against each other, because you want this to kind of be like a secret kind of thing, like where you don't know what the other team is coming up with until it comes to the judging table. It kind of makes it all fair that way. But basically, you can decide on if you want to do a meal, an entree, or a dessert. When I do it with my friends, typically we like to do desserts just because it's a lot easier. And when you put these secret ingredients, which I'm going to mention in just a second, you have to get really creative. So from there, everyone should be given like a special ingredient. Each team should have a separate, like a special ingredient that they have to use within their dish, and it shouldn't be one that can just be garnished. So sprinkles is like a garnish. Sprinkles isn't going to be hard to like make a dessert with sprinkles, but having like to make a dessert using candy canes, or having to make a dessert like using mint or something, that's when you're going to have to get just a little bit more creative, especially if you make the rules so that you can't just use it as a garnish. Like, you can't just make a cake and then put a piece of mint on top. So you'd have to incorporate that into your recipe. So that's kind of like something that's like kind of like how it works, where each team would get something separate. So if we're going on the basis of desserts, one team has peppermint, the other team has like almond extract, another team has mint, and lastly another team has like, let's say, peanuts. So each team has 4 different secret ingredients that they have to use within their dessert, and like no team knows what the other team's ingredient is, and also no team knows what the other teams are coming up with until they see it at the judging table. But this challenge will like allow you to get creative, whether it's at like with a team or if you're by yourself. And you basically have to come up with like the dish to make and how to incorporate your secret ingredient within a time frame that's suitable for you and your team, depending on if you're doing a dessert, a meal, or an entree. But you have to do it within the given time frame and get creative, be able to execute it, and make sure that you put your best product forward. And then you all meet up later at another location that no one else was at, and you have your dish or dessert judged by an unbiased judge. So that could be like an adult, or like one of your friends that wasn't able to participate in the contest, but someone that's unbiased and who's going to judge the dishes fairly and judge it on how well the secret ingredient was incorporated, how well it was executed, how creative the dish is. And basically you could decide who a winner is and put them into place. But it's a particularly great idea to do during the holidays, especially if you're able to social distance with it. It makes it a little bit tricky if you all are coming from different places, just because you do want to adhere to the social distancing guidelines within your specific area. But if you can do like this individually and then all meet up somewhere 6 feet apart, if you can do so, if possible, that can be great. Or you can just drop it off and have like a Zoom call of someone judging all the dishes that were made. But it's particularly great to do during the holidays, as you can get really creative, you can have a lot of fun. You can also like, it's a way to come together but also bring some competitive spirit in it. But it's also perfect for any other time in the year. So if you feel like this is a challenge that you can best do when there's not a pandemic, you can always wait it out until hopefully the pandemic is over, fingers crossed. And do this challenge during the summertime, with like barbecue foods if you want, or like campfire foods if you feel that's like best for you all. It's really up to you. But the goal of this food activity is to spend a fun time with your friend or family, to get creative, see how well you work under pressure, and most importantly, to have fun. But it's definitely an activity that I recommend. I find plenty of joy in it throughout the holidays. I mainly do it like during Christmas time, so I do find a lot of joy within it during that time. But it's definitely something to have a lot of fun with. And, at the end, you can taste each other's creations. And I would recommend it. If you all have any questions or you want any tips on how to execute an Iron Chef challenge with your friends or your family, just comment those down below. I'd be happy to answer those. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Come back for the next video. Thank you for joining Broken Hangry, where flavor never breaks the bank. Have a good day.